Hello friends, this is Worm, and I hope you enjoyed the post from earlier. It just made me entertain myself a little bit. But I did want to talk about D.A.R.C.I as our exotic recrafting episode today, because D.A.R.C.I is in desperate need of attention and help. It's been through so many buffs throughout its lifetime, and it still is at the bottom of the board in terms of heavy weapons. So we need to talk about how we can potentially make it better. And in the last video that I did, if you missed it, you can go watch it for a good laugh. But in that video, we talked about D.A.R.C.I needing to be a special weapon. That was not a joke. That was not a meme. That is something I really, truly believe needs to happen to D.A.R.C.I at this point. We've seen it undergo changes to its damage, the ability to jolt targets, do like all this stuff. Nothing has brought it up in the meta. In fact, I think the only time D.A.R.C.I has ever been like remotely like meta, so to speak, and not even meta, it wasn't meta, but it was a contender for damage, was back in Scourge of the Past against Insurrection Prime. And the only reason it was used then is because a lot of people were new to the game, and players just said, hey, if you don't have anything else, use D.A.R.C.I. D.A.R.C.I is a fair enough option for DPS. Of course, that was a long time ago. D.A.R.C.I is now outdone by basically any legendary rocket launcher, linear fusion rifle. I mean, it's even outdone by some special ammo snipers at this point in terms of DPS. So it just needs to be made into a special weapon. Bungie, you've given it your time and effort. You've tried to make people want to use it. If you're not going to buff its damage out the wazoo, make it a special weapon. And I guarantee you, if it was made into a special weapon, you would not have to touch it ever again. Like, as a special weapon, D.A.R.C.I would be performing wonderfully. Like, it can hold like 37 rounds in reserves with three reserve mods, or is it 2? Doesn't matter. Like, it can hold plenty of ammo. The damage is really, I mean, it's comparable to everything else in the game. Plus you have personal assistant that would increase your precision damage, which is awesome. It has the ability to jolt targets. Like, it feels to me like it would just do so much better as a special ammo weapon as opposed to being a heavy ammo weapon. But you know, they don't want to do that. They've doubled down. Bungie, that is. Bungie has doubled down on making D.A.R.C.I a heavy sniper so many times that I don't see them doing that. So I want to offer another alternative to making it a special weapon. And that is taking full advantage of its perk Personal Assistant. Personal Assistant, of course, when you ADS on a target for a bit, it highlights that target, gives you increased precision damage, and when you damage that highlighted target, it will jolt that target. Now, Personal Assistant to me is the perfect opportunity to finally give us a weapon that has the potential to stun every single type of champion. Like, Personal Assistant to me is a weapon that is adaptive, right? Like, oh, you aim it at this and it gives you more aim assist and it gives you more damage. Why not give it the ability to break barrier champions? If you're aiming and you've got Personal Assistant on a barrier champion, give it the ability to stun overload champions, which it already does because of the jolt. So I mean, you could add that in there, I guess, but you know, same thing with unstoppable champions as well. When you aim at an unstoppable champion, the sniper rifle adapts, and as long as your Personal Assistant perk is active on that unstoppable champion, you will be able to stagger them with every shot. Like, that to me is just, it makes the most sense. Like, there's never been a weapon that makes more sense to have all 3 champions stunning capability on than D.A.R.C.I. Like, even more so than Sleeper Simulant. I've talked about Sleeper Simulant a long time ago, and how Sleeper Simulant would also make sense as a weapon that could break all 3 types of champions. But D.A.R.C.I to me makes the most sense through its Personal Assistant perk. But anyways, I don't know, like, that's really the only options that I can give at this point. Like, D.A.R.C.I does so much as it is that I think just adding more nifty trinkets, like, oh, you know, you can now get explosions or blah blah, like that's just adding a bunch of bells and whistles that it doesn't really need. What it needs is a unique ability, and the ability to stagger all 3 champions would be a unique ability, right? And then not only that, but increase its damage too. Like, that's the baseline that Bungie could potentially do. Like, if you're listening, somebody at Bungie, just increase D.A.R.C.'s damage by like 20 or 30%, and it'll be brought back up in the meta. But anyways, I mean, that's it for D.A.R.C. There's not much I can say about it. Like, it's become such a meme at this point that I don't think players even care if it gets a buff, because nobody's thought about it / used it in the years at this point. But I want to hear your thoughts on D.A.R.C. Like, you know, is there a special case instance I'm missing out on? Like, am I missing out on, oh yeah, D.A.R.C. is the DPS option with whatever? Like, please tell me in the comments. But I don't really think it is. But yeah, with that being said though, hope you guys enjoyed the actual video for today. Drop a like, helps the channel a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content conversations, and every week we do an episode talking about talking about an exotic that needs some help. So if you want to see one next week, just leave in the comments. That's it for me, guys. Do me a favor, watch the videos you see on the end screen, because for whatever reason YouTube thinks you'll like them. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.